Man, y'all see the gear right here? High income copywriter, boy. Yes, I got the certificate to show it, and I got the shirt and merch to show it. I write my own destiny. It says it right on the back. But what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Loso 2.0, business prof himself. I know I've been on for a couple days, but let's get back to business. Let's get back to adding that continuous value to you guys. Today we're going to talk about a message that hasn't been ingrained into me from a pastor, believe it or not. Because you guys know how I feel about sometimes hearing about Christian pastors and how they do run different things and how sometimes we can bump heads. But today is about a pastor that really changed the way I thought about things. So I'm going to start with how everyone always looks at me crazy. I stated it before in one of my other videos. You could check them out. But not just on the level of what a typical 23-year-old does, not just on that level, but on the level also of how I might think in difference or in contrast to Christians. Because I'm not a Christian, but I am spiritual. I'm telling you, I'm a spiritual believer. So we will always bump heads a lot. And I remember this specific moment because this is the one time that a pastor has agreed with me, head to head. I was at Bible study with the pastor. We were at a pizza shop. I'm not going to say all names and get into everything, but we were at a pizza shop, eating pizza, having our Bible study, a youthful Bible study, which I loved going there. I hate the fact that it's not going as well, but I haven't been going as much. It's not in person because I feel like you really get that resonating with the spirit when you're actually congregating together. But I was at this Bible study and we were discussing a story of the Bible. Now, I don't really remember what the exact story was, but we basically agreed on the fact that the Bible's not literal all the time. It teaches different lessons. I completely think that it's all within and that it's not literal at all. Others might not do that, but he agreed at least that it was in some sense that it taught lessons through stories. That's what I think of it as. And this was music to my ear because what I stated before, everybody looked at me crazy whenever I even talked about it in this type of way. It was always, let's pray for him. He probably has demons in him or something. Just crazy stuff. But this pastor didn't. He agreed with me, right? And he left me with this message that I will never forget because it is true in anything that you do in life. So remember this message clearly. Different is better. Let me tell you why. If you try to be better at something, you're going to keep doing it the way that you were doing, but you're going to just keep trying to improve in that way. And I can give you an example. When I was playing basketball before, had a terrible form. I shot the basketball completely disgusting. It looked tense. It was all just crazy. Just letting it go. I did get shots up. I got shots up to the point where it was consistent enough to go in, but it still was just hurting. But I still wanted to be even more consistent because there was something taken away from my consistency. So there was little different things that I were doing that were starting to help it, but it still needed a lot of work doing. But then when I actually started working with my friend with it, we're trying different things. I'm looking at different videos and I started trying different things and I seen that it was starting to go in more, started to feel a lot more smoother. And it felt uncomfortable because it was completely different of what my body wanted to do, what my body was trained to shoot, how my body was trained to shoot. So instead, I tried it from a different angle and I kept just trying it that way. And then it started to go in a little bit more consistently with less work and it started to get easier. And it ended up being better because it was from a completely different angle. So take this into consideration. Don't do what the masses are doing. I'm not doing what the typical 23-year-old male is doing right now. Black male especially is doing at this age. Whatever the masses are doing, most of the time is not going to lead you to success. The ones who are different are the ones who end up being more successful because at the end of the day, different is better. So if you want to be better, be different. Because why? because different will always, almost all the time, be better. And that being said, 2.0 out.